So I decided to make this its own video, just because people were coming across these and not knowing what to do. So it's like, let's just learn how to solve an inequality. And then just like in 1.1, what if the x's go away? So we're going to solve each inequality and we're going to get the solution in both interval and graph forms. In this first question, right, I have 2x minus 3 is equal to 2x plus 12, or is greater than 2x plus 12. If I go to solve this, I'm going to put the x's on one side. So I'm going to minus 2x from each side. What happened? My x's went away. I'm left with negative 3 is greater than 12. In 1.1, we either had a true statement or a false statement. Is this a true statement or a false statement? Is negative 3 greater than 12? This is false. Because this is false, this would be a contradiction. Now, we're not going to call this a contradiction. You'll notice the wording in the question doesn't say, if applicable, state whether it's an identity or contradiction. Instead, we're going to give the solution in both interval and graph forms. We know that when it's a contradiction, there are no solutions. The set notation would be empty. There is no graph, so the interval notation would be null. Okay, so if you get a false statement, just like in 1.1, there are no solutions. But we don't state it's a contradiction, we just say there's no solutions. What about this one? Well, if I went to go solve this, the first thing I would do is distribute. I end up with 3x minus 12 is less than 3x plus 6. If I go to move the x's to one side, I'm going to minus 3x. The x's went away. Oh dear, what now? You're either left with a true statement or a false statement. Is negative 12 less than 6? Yep, this is a true statement. In 1.1, we would say that this is an identity. In 1.5, we would say, what would be the solution in interval and graph forms? Now, the solution set would be x is an element of the real number system. And in a graph form, it would be the entire number line, which means that in interval notation, it would be everything from negative infinity to infinity. All values of x are going to make this equation true. All right, what about this last one? In the last one, it's very similar to the one we just did, where we're going to distribute first. So even though this is fraction, it's trapped inside the bracket, so we're not going to get rid of it. We're just going to stick with it. So we're going to multiply the 10 through. A fifth of 10 is 2, and then 10 times 2 is 20. I don't know if you can hear my dog barking. Today's been a day. And then 10 times a fifth would be 2x again, and 10 times 1 is 10. Again, I go to get rid of my x's or put my x's on one side, and I minus 2x, and I'm left with 20 is less than 10. Is this true or is this false? Is 20 less than 10? False, meaning empty set, no graph, so it's null. Awesome. So that's just a little subset. This is the one where it is inequalities, identities, and contradictions.